I want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
And welcome back to the 2023 West Virginia State Cross Country Championships, live from Ona, West Virginia, the site of Cabell Midland High School and the site of the Cross Country Championships. Joe Stevens along with Coach Eric Cooper bringing you all the action today. Well, Coach, let's look back a little bit. Earlier this morning, we had the single A competition, and nothing really out of the ordinary came about, I don't think.
On paper, Williamstown pulled the upset, but coming in, we knew they were one of the favorites. So they did come in and pull the upset. Individually, Alyssa Sorrow took care of business and continues to do what she does. And then on the boys' side, Buffalo pulled off the win for their first state championship in school history, and Patrick Riley took the individual crown.
Very emotional, very straightforward in his interview, and was very much, both of them, very much proud of the fact that they led their team to the championships. In Double-A, basically, especially on the boys' side, it just 22 points for Winfield to win its team championship.
It was all Winfield in that race. They put their top five in the top 8 or 9, and then Braden Marshall, took care of business and ran fast for this course. And then on the girls' side, Braxton took the state championship. And the girls' race was close. Braxton taking the state championship, and Ava Etheridge took the individual title.
And for Ava Etheridge, it was her back-to-back second state championship. For Braden Marshall, it was his third championship. It's something you don't see very often, one individual runner taking 3 straight years. You probably maybe, if staying healthy, Elisa Sorrow next year could very well do it. Ava Etheridge could very well do it. We've had some runners throughout the year, but overall, the weather was very conducive to running. Nice cloud cover, cool temperatures, some rain during the Double-A or Single-A boys race, and to cool things down even more, a little bit different now.
Yeah, the weather has changed. This morning was about as perfect as it gets, and right now it's still a lot better than what was forecasted 2 or 3 days ago, but the sun has come out a little bit. It's up to 72 degrees, which is a little warm, especially for the end of October. And to put that into perspective, last week, Region 1 raced in the morning, Thursday morning in Wheeling, and the temperature at the start of their race was 44 degrees. And this year, a week later, they're racing in 30-degree warmer temperatures.
So we're about 10 minutes away from getting the gun for the start of the girls' AAA state championships here at Cabell Midland High School, the site of the 2023 West Virginia State Cross Country Championships. We'll talk more about that AAA matchups, both girls and boys, right after this.
For me, part-time service in the West Virginia Army National Guard looks like this. As a construction engineer, I'm moving earth, building roads, and working with a great team to accomplish our mission. My service trained me how to operate heavy construction equipment, and those skills have opened up doors to a great career here at home. See how part-time service can help you build your future. Go to nationalguard.com/WV to find out more.
Farmers and Mechanics Insurance knows West Virginia, and we understand how much all of our high school teams and athletes mean to the communities that we have served for more than 100 years. That's why we're proud of our partnership with the West Virginia SSAC. Their commitment to teach and promote sportsmanship and citizenship is the key to future success. Protecting what matters most to you. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, a proud partner of the West Virginia SSAC.
It starts with dedication, taking skill to artistry. It's not just a job, it's a career. But building a future isn't easy. The Jumpstart Savings Program is here to help. The first of its kind in the nation, it features state tax advantages and other incentives. Now you can save for certain certifications, equipment, and business startup costs. Trade professionals are the future of West Virginia's workforce. Start saving for that future now. Learn more at wvjumpstart.com.
West Virginia's Smart 529 College Savings Plan includes smart features like tax benefits and flexible investment options. That's so smart. Start smart at smart529.com or by calling 866-574-3542 today. To learn about the plan's investment objectives, risks, and costs, read the official statement available.
Live from Ona, West Virginia, the site of Cabell Midland High School and the site of the West Virginia State Cross Country Championships for 2023. Joe Stevens along with Coach Eric Cooper. Up next, the final two races of the 2023 cross country season here in West Virginia. First up, Coach, we will have the girls AAA competition.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a heck of a race. So, Morgantown comes in as the favorite. They've won the past 4 state championships. They're trying to make it 5 in a row. They're led by Maddie Gump. And when I talked to their coach, Mike Ryan, they have a lot of experience on their team, but they do have 3 freshmen. Their 5th, 6th, and 7th runners are freshmen, and this is their first state meet experience. So whenever you have a team like that, you have to coach runners differently and kind of walk them through that process of what to expect. And then in the second place, they will contend. They're coached by Ed Fernapple University. They always show up ready to compete at the state meet, and they will give Morgantown a run for it. Morgantown beat University by 10 points last week at the Region 1 championships, but University ran without one of their top 5 girls, and she will be in the mix today. So that will be a team race worth following. After that, you have Cabell Midland, Preston, Parkersburg. Cabell Midland gets Quinn Hazlett back in the lineup today. She has not raced since September 23rd, but is healthy and ready to go. So we will see how that team race shakes out.
Could this be another situation where the girls from Cabell Midland that you're very familiar with, Preston, Parkersburg, could move around some spots to help out either Morgantown University, considering bringing them a little bit closer? Or is Morgantown really that strong?
Well, they're that strong for sure, and they have a team full of front runners. They look to put 4 or 5 on the all-state podium, which is going to be hard to contend with. But when you look at those other teams, a strength of the cross-country team is that pack running. Like, how well is a team, how close is a team running 1 to 5? And Cabell Midland, Preston, and Parkersburg all do that. So it's just, where is their 1 to 5 coming in today?
So they'll be lining up here real soon. It'll be the start of the girls' side. On the boys' side, real quick, before we move over to the starting line there, what do you think?
Well, University comes in as the favorite. Just like the Morgantown girls, University has won the past 4 state championships. They look to make it 5 in a row, and they are going to be extremely hard to beat. They are led by Drew Zundel, who is committed to run at Syracuse, and they're going to be tough to beat. After University, you have Hurricane, who have 2 front runners in Ty Stewarts and Aaron Kidd, and you have Cabell Midland, Morgantown, and Wheeling Park. And University is out in front, especially on paper, but Hurricane, Cabell Midland, Morgantown, Wheeling Park, it is going to be an incredible team race to see what happens there.
Just a great way to end up the season. The boys' AAA competition will be the final race of the season. The next to final race of the season is coming up here in just a few minutes. We'll be looking at the start-finish line here pretty soon, seeing what's getting ready as the starter is about 4 minutes out from shooting off the gun. And our starter this year, again, the official for the state cross-country meet has been Steve Caldwell. How many times have you been at a meet, not only cross-country but track, that Steve Caldwell has been the lead official?
Well, I could probably count on one hand how many times he has not, and I've been to a lot of meets.
And you know what? When he says – it's funny. I just thought of something. When you get called to the principal's office, better known as the scoring shack, and will the coach from X school or this school or that school, and you see Steve waiting for you. Usually you respect what he says, but you know it's not going to be good.
Yep. So real quick, before we head over to the starting line, a little preview of what we're looking at individually in this girls race is you have Maddie Gump, who's ranked number 1 in the state. Abigail Rogers figures to be up there. Ella Hardin of Hurricane figures to be up there. Zoe Zervos and Adeline Tagger all figure to be up there. Gump is ranked number 1, but Rogers has beat her twice on the season. And to make things nice and complicated, Zoe Zervos of John Marshall has beat all of them at OVACs 2 or 3 weeks ago. Ella Hardin's always a tough competitor from Hurricane, and when you look in that top 7 or 8, a name that we don't know a whole lot about, she's raced out of state quite a bit this season, is Nina McClintock. So where does she stack up among these top 10 runners? And we're just a couple minutes away from seeing what happens.
And we're getting a shot now, the look of the AAA girls lining up. The coaches are backing off, probably under the direction of Steve Caldwell, and making the move. And now we're getting a look from the back of the lead vehicle.
Yeah, right now these runners are just trying to control their nerves. They're just ready to get out on the course and compete at this point. It's funny because the past hour here across the campus of Cabell Midland, it's been dead silent. They were inside doing the AA awards. It's been as quiet as possible, but these runners about to compete have been zoned in, focused. They've been getting themselves ready to get to the starting line. So they've had a whole different task compared to everyone else around here.
And one thing about like this setup, you don't all show up at the same time. They can come in intervals, and there may be competition going on when you're coming in, but there's enough space around here, around this campus, that you can do your warm-ups and get ready and not be hearing a race going on or something along those lines.
Right. Everybody has their own routine. It's just finding out what works best for your athletes and your team. And everybody that is here, have very much earned this trip to the state meet. They've worked for this for months. Summer training started June 1st, but a lot of these runners, their story begins way before that. What they were doing last fall, last winter, this past spring, training is cumulative, and it all builds up to this point.
Okay, we're about a minute away from the start of the final girls race of the 2023 West Virginia Cross Country Championship, with the running of the Girls AAA State Championship. All these student athletes have qualified through their regional races that were held across the state last week, and off they go.
All right, and we're off with the AAA girls race. So the way this course sets up is for the first 150 to 200 meters or so, it's pretty much straight out. It will narrow down, and the runners will thin out around the baseball field. And that's, runners right now, they're just trying to control their emotions, control that anxiety. Once the gun goes off, that partially goes away, but you don't fully settle in until probably about 600 meters in the race. So what they'll try to do is, as they start to thin out around the baseball field, we have some close team races, close pack running. These teams are tough, and what they're trying to do is when they thin out, they're trying to find their teammates. They're trying to find jerseys similar to theirs, and they're trying to run together.
They're coming around for what we call Tent City. A lot of the teams set up their tents on that backside there and work out of that area. And they're coming around now, and they will be approaching the first little climb and getting ready to go up towards the band area and that first climb.
Yeah, the first half mile of this course is flat. They have a couple dips, couple little inclines, but nothing major. It's pretty flat, so they are just trying to get settled in at this point. No one wants to waste energy. They just want to position themselves and give themselves a chance.
And they're coming up that area right now.
And you can see all the top runners positioning themselves at the front. But on this course, the way it sets up is the first half mile is flat. About 1,000 meters in, you have the biggest climb in the course. And it's tough, but it's early enough in the race that it doesn't necessarily decide the individual or team race. So for these runners, everybody in this is experienced. A lot of these runners know this course very well, and they will try to get up that hill strong, but not overdo it, because the race here at Cabell Midland starts at the top of the hill. As soon as they hit the horseshoe about 1,200 meters, your top runners, your top teams, they will shift gears, and then the race is on. So right now they are just working on positioning themselves. They're trying to find teammates. That way when the time comes, they are ready to move together.
And right now, this, unlike some of the earlier races where we saw the leaders break out and separate themselves, you're not seeing much separation here early on.
And I don't know in this race if we'll see anybody totally run away with it. I think it's going to be a chess game through the middle section of this course. I think they will be testing each other, which is something that's hard to pick up on TV. But what they'll be doing is, as they run through the middle section of the course up top, they will throw in surges, kind of test those around them to see how they're feeling, to see if they're ready to go.
Coming through the band area right now, where the Cabell Midland Marching Band practices, and now they're headed to the hill.
So the middle of that band field is 800 meters into the race, so they're just over a half mile in, and they're about to start to climb up top.
You're seeing a little bit of separation, but like you said, Coach, you're probably, and maybe in this race, this is maybe one of the more competitive side-by-side races that we may be seeing today.
Yeah, I expect this to be a battle throughout, and maybe even come down to the last half mile or so. I know in the Region 1 meet last week, Abigail Rogers took the win, but Gump led a lot of the way, and Rogers reeled her in at the end to take the win. And we could see the same sort of thing play out, not necessarily with just those two, but there's more in the field today. I don't think we can overstate just how deep this field is with quality, tough runners.
And you can see them leaning forward, coming up that hill.
Yep, that looks Hurricanes. Ella Hardin out in the lead right there. You see Ripley's Ellie Hazafluke right behind her, and then there's a whole pack. That's about your top 12 runners in the state or so.
Exactly, and now they're going to be coming into an area that.
So right now they're just trying to control themselves because they're about to take a right, and they will go onto a flat horseshoe that's about 400 meters before the mile mark. So when they hit this horseshoe, what they're doing is, you get to the top of that hill, you're fatigued, your legs are heavy. It's early in the race, but you still feel it. So when they hit that horseshoe, they're trying to shorten their strides, get their legs under them, and then the race starts. They will shift a gear here in the horseshoe, and then when they go through the mile, they will hit a slight downhill, and then it's on.
This is what Ella did in the regionals. She ran the pack sort of thing and tried to put some early distance on it, but they're all right there in shouting distance.
Yeah, Ella Hardin's tough. She competes tough, and in the years prior, freshman and sophomore years, she was probably that second pack or so in the state. And this year, she wants to be in that top pack. She wants to make that next step. And we got a tight pack up front. So this is going to be a battle. And one thing we want to keep an eye on and see how this matches up and shakes out is the team race. So in cross country, your top 5 runners score. So what you want to focus on is that 1-to-5 split. You know, for me, a benchmark 1-to-5 split for a high school team is 60 seconds. How close can your 5th runner get to that first runner? If it's around a minute, that's what you want to be shooting for. If it's under, even better. And these Morgantown, University, Cabell Midland, Preston, all these teams have incredible 1-to-5 splits. So it's just where will they match up? And in the state meet, it's not a big field. So every spot, especially when they come on the track at the finish, who holds off who outkicks who, that's going to be the deciding factor today. So we will be coming up on the mile mark here in just a second. And there's a whole group. Ella Hardin still leading, but you see Morgantown right there beside her. And you have Hurricane, Morgantown, and University all at the front.
1 mile at about 6:17 or so.
And they have a slight downhill after the mile. And this is where you will see a lot of the top runners shift gears, and they go to work. And this second mile, it's a grueling stretch of this course, and it's tough to get a true appreciation of it on TV. But you have a lot of turns in the second mile. You have ups and downs. You don't have a whole lot of flat, so it doesn't give you a whole lot of chance to get into a rhythm. So you have a lot of momentum-killing hills, momentum-killing turns, and it's just how well can you navigate that? How well can you manage that discomfort and get to the third mile with your legs?
Maddie Gump and Abby Rogers taking the lead away from Ella Harden there, but Ella Harden's still on their shoulders.
And like I said, it's going to be a chess game through the second mile and even down to the third. They're going to test each other, see how long each other can hang around. So this is a tough turn. This is one of those momentum-killing turns that I was talking about. You have a little uphill, sharp comeback, and now what they'll try to do is surge out of that. That's just a little strategy for runners to test that person beside you and to see if they're ready to move.
Use as much of the downhill as you can just to get some of that momentum. You got a pack of 3 out in the lead, about maybe 10, 15 meters behind another pack of 3.
Yeah, they're starting to separate, and that's what this second mile does to you. You know, some years you will see it come down to who can win over the last 600, but I think a lot of years the team races and individual races are decided in the second mile. So Maddie Gump's taking the lead, and she's testing everyone with her. Abigail Rogers is in second, Ella Harden sitting in third. And then there's a group of 3 just shortly behind them. This is just a tough section of the course. We're almost a mile and a half in. So no one we're halfway, but still no one is feeling good at this point. But that's why they put in all these miles. They've been training since June, even before that. They've been training for years, really. And all that strength will pay off today.
A lot of spectators out on the course right now cheering all the runners on here at Cabell Midland, the site of the West Virginia State Cross Country Championships. I can't personally remember. You've mentioned about in Elkins used to host it, but the Cross Country Championships have been here at Cabell Midland for a number of years. And that's a testament to what Chris Parsons, the athletic director and cross-country coach here at Cabell Midland, he really puts on a show for the kids.
Yeah, and I remember when I was competing here, Coach Chris Parsons was my coach. I always enjoyed going somewhere else for a state meet, staying overnight, going somewhere else. And he was like, no, the state meet's all in the atmosphere. It's how you build it up, what you create. And now you see what he's done with it, with the state meet, the schedule, how it's ran, the award ceremony. You see what he's meant, and it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. Because this is just one of the best experiences these runners can get.
Especially if they make the podium.
And that's the thing. A lot of runners in this race have goals of All-State. So All-State is top 10. They get on the podium in the award ceremony. Podium for teams is first and second. So the state champion and the state runners-up. So a lot of these runners have that goal. But on the other side of it, there are even more runners in this race whose goal was just to make it here, which is, they worked for it through the summer, they competed for it, and they achieved it by making it here. And now it's like, hey, we have nothing to lose. Let's just let it rip and go for it, compete together, and see what happens.
And that's what it's all about. It's not always it's being able to compete and just getting out there and being among them and competing. Right now, the top 2 runners, you got Maddie Gump of Morgantown and Abby Rogers of University. They have separated themselves from the third-place runner. That's Ella Harden of Hurricane. And now Maddie Gump is starting to put a little bit of distance between her and second-place Abby Rogers.
She has, and they're making this section look easier than it is. They're up and down hills. They're making turns. They're testing each other, and we can't see that. Maddie Gump, I'm guessing around that turn on the gravel path, just threw in a little surge, and that's why we saw that gap open up. And now that she feels that opening, she's going to keep pressing. She's going to keep pressing because here in about a minute and a half, they have a long downhill coming up. So this is a section of the race, as tough as it is, you're able to get away with pushing a little extra because you do have a downhill coming up that allows you to get your legs back.
As you can see, the course is well marked for the runners. They don't have to think about where the turns are or anything like that. All they need to do is concentrate on their running, their breathing, and how they're performing.
What we can't see from right now is we see Maddie Gump, we see Abigail Rogers. What we don't see right now is how it's shaking out behind them. How are these teams matching up? And that's something we will continue to monitor and watch as we get into that last mile, because these teams are trying to match up with each other. And on paper coming in, they're pretty close. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens over this last mile and a quarter.
Coming up after this race will be the boys' AAA competition for bragging rights across the state. That'll be the final race of the season for the cross-country season here in West Virginia.
So that section of the course where it loops back on itself, those front runners are actually able to look behind them without turning their whole body or turn head. They're able to get a little check of where they're at. And they're coming up on the 2 mile mark right now. There's Adeline Tagger moving up on Ella Harden. And it's good to see that she has bounced back. It seemed through the middle of the season, I don't think it was injury. I think it was just fatigue. She just wasn't – anybody that knows her running knows she wasn't racing like she normally does. So it's good to – she ran well at the regional, and she's running well today. So it's good to see that she has bounced back. So now they start the trip downhill. Maddie Gump still leading. So on this downhill, it's tricky. I mean, it's not short. It's a fairly steep downhill. So, you know, she is trying to let loose and run fast, but at the same time, she doesn't want to lose control. She wants to make sure she stays on her feet and get ready for a strong last 1,200 meters of this race. There's the first Preston girl, Hallie Simmons, another university. So these runners come up on the second mile. They have about 400 meters downhill, and then when they reach the bottom, they have about 1,200 meters left in this race that is largely flat. So it's a good chance for people to run fast, but a thing to understand is no one is feeling fresh. No one is feeling like running fast when they get to the bottom. It's just how tough can you be, how much training. And
oh, look at this. She is just flat letting it go. I mean, her arms are waving and everything. I mean, she is just letting this downhill, let gravity be her friend, as it may be.
She has opened up a gap, and she knows that right now she wants to continue to extend this. Morgantown is coached by Mike Ryan, and like I said earlier, they're going for their 5th state championship in a row. And it doesn't matter how many they graduate, what caliber of runner they graduate, they just continue to reload, and they're always at the top of the state contending. Coach Mike Ryan just does a phenomenal job with them.
I tell you what, right now the four-wheelers having a challenge just to stay in front of the lead runner there, and that's being Maddie Gump from Morgantown.
Yep, so she's coming back up on the starting line field, and as she passes the starting line and gets beside the soccer field, she has 1,000 meters to go. So about right now, she has 1,000 meters to go, and she doesn't look like she has broken stride at all. So now we'll keep an eye on what's happening 2 through 5, 2 through 7, because that's where this race is going to be decided.
A lot of fans coming down off the top of the hill. Coming down into the stands to cheer on the runners as they come around the track and finish. Like you said, Coach, it's going to be interesting to just look at the runners as they're coming across and trying to figure out numbers-wise who may win this team competition. Morgantown going for its 5th consecutive championship, and we'll see if they can withstand any other challenges from the other teams.
Yeah, everyone is training for this day. They train to peak today. You may have runners that go on and do a postseason meet, whether it's Foot Locker or Nike or whatever it is, but everyone trains to peak today. So, you know, this is the day for months that they hope it comes together. Good or bad, this is the day they're going to remember, so they hope it comes together.
Maddie Gump coming around those final fields, and right about here is about the 800, 600 meter mark. And she took a quick glance behind her and to see just where her competition might be, and I think she's seeing what we're seeing, and that's she has definitely extended her lead.
She looks really strong. She has about 500 meters to go. Abigail Rogers is a little back there, and then you see Adeline Tagger coming off the corner and Ella Harden behind her at the corner of the softball field. So those two girls have about 600, 700 meters to go. So as it stands now, Morgantown has the first spot, University has 2 and 3, and then we will monitor the team race after those spots.
We'll see where, like, Renner and Opalco, they're favored to be in the top there by early on. Again, our thanks to Josh Weekly, Coach Josh Weekly of Run WV, a lot of our pre-race work. I know Coach Cooper has reached out to a lot of coaches and talked to them. Now we've got our leader coming onto the track now. Maddie Gump from Morgantown, a senior for Morgantown. And that stride you just talked about, it doesn't look like she has broken that through the entire race.
No,
Coach.
and she's pushing all the way through the finish. She's not letting up. She wants to run 18:30. Abigail Rogers onto the track for the second spot. So when they enter the track, they have 200 meters to go. So it's a fast finish.
And coming down the front straightaway here, your winner for the girls AAA West Virginia State Cross Country Championship, a senior from Morgantown High School. It's Maddie Gump crossing the finish line, number 1.
Adeline Tagger onto the track in the third spot. Hurricanes Ella Harden onto the track for the fourth. And those were just tough, gutsy races from all these ladies. I don't think we can overstate just how tough everyone is out here competing.
Abby Rogers coming in right now from University.
It looks like a Morgantown in 5th. There's another Morgantown in 6th. That's Jennifer Opalco coming onto the track. Hurricanes Ramsey Manier onto the track, looking to get All-State as a freshman.
Looking for that 5th Morgantown runner coming in.
So right now, local runner Huntington Laurel Johnson also looking to get All-State as a freshman. She's coming through in the 10th spot. Right now we have Ramsey Manier of Hurricane, Zoe Zervos, Jennifer Opalco, Claire Von Bodeker from University, Laurel Johnson of Huntington. I believe those are your top 10 spots.
Laurel Johnson's come a long way. She has improved throughout the season.
There's another Morgantown right there. Sophie Renner coming in that 11th spot.
Seeing Morgantown over on the...
I think, yeah.
Ellie Hassenflug finishing up her final race as a Ripley Viking. We got the rest of the pack coming in for the girls AAA competition. The results are unofficial, but right now looking very closely to a Morgantown win. And we're going to continue to monitor the finishers as they come in, but for the meantime, we're going to take a short break.
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right.
Recover.
Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it, and we'll do the rest. Plump and juicy? You got it. Fried to perfection? Always. Sauced and tossed, or naked if you prefer. It's always your choice at Geno's. Whether it's a 6 or 10 piece of our famous original wings, or our tasty traditional wings, or a 10-ounce portion of our tender boneless wings, we'll leave your mouth watering for more. We promise we won't wing it, but you should. Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Hello, my name's Dave Casebolt, and I'm proud to be the mayor of Nitro. The city is made up of local businesses that have been the strength of our community for decades. Family businesses are the lifeblood of any small city. Those businesses provide a sense of city pride. Here you will find antique and niche shop and great family-owned restaurants. For outdoor lovers, there's Riding Our Lake that suits everyone's needs from hiking and biking to fishing and running. We hope to see you soon.
N-I-T-R-O, go Nitro!
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
Choosing health coverage for your family, your employees, and your company is one of the most important decisions you can make. The health plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. We are here for your family. We are here for your business. We'll be here for you when you need us most, because your health coverage is our priority. The health plan, here for you.
Back here in Ona, West Virginia, the site of Cabell Midland High School and the site of the 2023 West Virginia Cross Country Championships. I'm Joe Stevens, along with Coach Eric Cooper. Coach is down on the track right now, trying to round up the winner of the girls' AAA race in just superb fashion, and that's Maddie Gump of Morgantown, still maybe trying to figure out the team competition as things are rolling in now. It does look like unofficially that Morgantown has won its 5th straight competition. A lot of action coming in, some runners still coming up. At 3:45 this afternoon, we will have the boys AAA competition. That will be featuring one of the top runners east of the Mississippi, and that's Ty Stewart's of Hurricane. He is rated #1 in the area, #1 in the region, and we'll see how things shape out for him. As they say, as the saying goes, it's his race to lose, but right now he is by far the lead of that class, along with his teammate, Aaron Kidd. Aaron Kidd, a senior and racing in his final race in his star-studded career as a Redskin runner for the Hurricane High School. But in the team competition for the boys AAA, you can look at University being probably the top team on paper. Things can happen out on the course that are not expected, but on paper, University probably your top team, followed closely by Hurricane, Cabell Midland, and Morgantown. Those three teams are only separated by 13 points from second place to fourth place in the predictions for the various places coming in to this. And this is a prediction made by Josh Weekly. who handles Run WV and keeps everything in track on that. Runners in the girls' AA competition are still coming in, more hitting the track and finishing up. About 200 meters of the finish of all the races of the 3.1-mile course is right here on the track around the football field, and the finish is right there in front of everybody in the stands on the front straightaway, and more runners coming in, finishing up as, again, your winner for the girls' AAA state championship was Maddie Gump, a senior from Morgantown, who's going to be joining us here right now after just a little jaunt through the hills, as it may be. I'll let Coach Cooper there get his headset back on. So, get a drink of water. Okay. Go right ahead. I mean, my goodness, you just won a state championship. You can afford to have a sip of water there. Not a problem. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Maddie Gump from Morgantown, the 2023 state champion for girls AAA. My goodness gracious, taking first place in a race like this, holding up the tradition of Morgantown High School and everything. Just talk about your race from when the gun went off to when you just crossed that finish line, the state champion.
So I went out very relaxed. Our coach told us these cues that we had to follow throughout our race. And the first mile or so was to stay calm and just to really trust the process of the race. And then after that, we said that we believe that we can, and we kind of just kept saying that in our heads, and that really helped me. And then after that, we said that we think we can, and then once we get to the bottom of that hill, it's basically a sprint. So you say, I am doing this, and it worked really well for me today. When a negative thought came in, I just repeated those words throughout my head, and it worked really well.
You've talked about her coach quite a bit there, Coach, and that's important for runners to understand if a coach can get you through that race.
Yeah, he did a really good job with that. He really reinforced those cues throughout the race, and he executed it really well.
Now I saw you coming downhill.
Mm-hmm.
You were talk about. I mean, you had some arms flying there, and you just were letting gravity be your friend.
Yeah, that's how I ran at this course in the beginning of the year. We ran this race, and I kind of was a little bit uncontrolled on the downhills, but it worked, and I was very close to falling on one of the steep parts. But I was like, okay, I can do this. Just relax a little bit. You still have a long way to go. Don't fall, because that could ruin it. But I just had to relax after that and kind of catch my rhythm again, and it worked well.
Looking at the numbers, Coach, it looks like Morgantown again probably, unofficially has their 5th straight championship. This is what it's all about, just moving forward.
Right. So you guys have set the standard for, teams of cross-country teams in the state of West Virginia. What's it like being part of a group like that trains together, feeds off each other? What's that like?
It's absolutely amazing. I look forward to going to practice every single day. And like he said, there's a tradition of just really fast and talented girls that have went on to run collegiately. So just being a part of that program and just being able to run with those girls is really a blessing. So I'm thankful for it, for sure.
When did you know the pack of 3 was kind of sticking together there for a bit? When did you decide this was time for me to make my move and to let them respond to me instead of you having to respond to them?
I think I was kind of in control of the race after, I would say, 1.5 miles. And then at the 2 mile mark, I was like, okay, it's now or never. I kind of just have to go for it. And I was trying hard not to look back. I think in my regional race, I made that mistake and I was looking back a lot. So I really just focused on going ahead and just keeping my cadence going. And that really worked in my favor today.
You talked about collegiate and runners in front of you that have gone on to run collegiately.
Yeah.
What's your plans?
I'm still talking to a few schools. I haven't really decided anything yet, but just kind of taking the process slow and really weighing out all my options while also trying to enjoy my senior year. That's the main goal.
Coach?
I think that's it. It was awesome watching you.
Thank
you look smooth
so
out there.
much. Thank you. I appreciate
Congratulations. You are the 2023 state champion for the girls AAA competition. Again, remember this moment forever.
I will. Thank you so much.
You got it. There you go. The winner of the 2023 Girls AAA competition at the Cross Country Championships here at Cabell Midland High School. In fact, we will come back and kind of wrap up the girls competition and look at the boys competition coming up, the final race of the 2023 cross country season here in West Virginia. We'll have that right after this.
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right.
Recover.
Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it, and we'll do the rest. Plump and juicy? You got it. Fried to perfection? Always. Sauced and tossed, or naked if you prefer. It's always your choice at Geno's. Whether it's a 6 or 10 piece of our famous original wings, or our tasty traditional wings, or a 10-ounce portion of our tender boneless wings, we'll leave your mouth watering for more. We promise we won't wing it, but you should. Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Hello, my name's Dave Casebolt, and I'm proud to be the mayor of Nitro. The city is made up of local businesses that have been the strength of our community for decades. Family businesses are the lifeblood of any small city. Those businesses provide a sense of city pride. Here you will find antique and niche shop and great family-owned restaurants. For outdoor lovers, there's Riding Our Lake that suits everyone's needs, from hiking and biking to fishing and running. We hope to see you soon.
N-I-T-R-O, go Nitro!
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
Choosing health coverage for your family, your employees, and your company is one of the most important decisions you can make. The health plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. We are here for your family. We are here for your business. We'll be here for you when you need us most, because your health coverage is our priority. The health plan, here for you.
Back here live at Cabell Midland High School, the site of the 2023 State Cross Country Championships. Joe Stevens along with Coach Eric Cooper. Coach, the girls' race has now concluded for the girls' AAA competition, and I was a little surprised how long that pack stayed together, but as our winner said, Madeline Gump, she felt like she got control of it about 1.5 miles in, and then at the 2-mile mark, she basically said, it's now or never.
Yeah, she ran a smart race. She was controlled up the hill, controlled through the mile mark, and then, like we mentioned up top, they were testing each other a little bit, and as soon as she felt that gap start to open, she just kept going, and she looked smooth and strong all the way through. The Morgantown girls, we don't know official results or official placing, but it looked like the Morgantown girls continue to do what they do. It looked like they had 4 in the top 10, but we will see those results shortly. But we had some incredible performances, and I will say I just ran down to the field real quickly after that race, and it's about 72 degrees. That rain this morning was enough to make it humid, and it looks like it had a little bit of an effect on that race. It looked like there were more people down than what we saw in the morning races.
Yeah, we had a couple out on the course, and the trainers have had to go out. One early on in the course, right after the mile mark, and then one also around the softball field with about 800 or so meters to go.
Right. 72 degrees, humid. It doesn't sound crazy, but early in the season, you become pretty acclimated to that. You get used to racing in that type of heat, but whenever you get a day like this in late October, it's a shock to the body because it's been cooler for a few weeks now, and it didn't seem to affect a lot, but I think it did more in that race than it did the earlier races.
Unofficially right now, we can tell you that fourth place went to Ella Harden of Hurricane. Third place went to Adeline Tagger of University. And second place went to Abby Rogers of University. And your champion in the AAA competition from Morgantown was Maddie Gump. And, she ran with one of the best to come out of the state in a while for a couple years. It's good that she could, as a senior, come out and show what she has.
Right. It was good to see her to get the win. And when I was talking to her after the race, she was just talking about how motivating and uplifting it is to train with a group of girls like they have. I mean, they have a group that, their number 5 runner would be the number 1 runner on many teams. And to have that type of environment day in, day out, I mean, it's a game changer. So it's no surprise to see Morgantown continue to do what they do.
They're friends. They're friends on and off the course as it may be, and that's the type of sisterhood there that the coach up at Morgantown does so well in making them believe in the system.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing is it's super impressive to see what Abigail Rogers did as a freshman, and then her teammate Adeline Tagger, coming in on paper, she was one of the top returners, and you knew she was going to be towards the top. And it looked like she had a rough section kind of mid-season, whether it was just fatigue, just physically being worn down, whatever it was. But over the past 2 weeks at regionals and state meet, it seems like she bounced back, and she finished third place today, which, even to finish in the top 10, top 15 in the AAA girls it's tough.
It's a competition that has always been tough, and it takes. You've talked about this earlier, and you've mentioned it a couple times, Coach. But it takes not only now but year round. It's a year-round commitment to be able to perform in a way that will get you on that podium.
It does, and to further dive into that, it doesn't necessarily have to be just year-round running. It's just being active throughout the year and not having 2 or 3 months of inactivity of not doing anything, because a lot of these runners do other sports. Some are coming off the state meet today and they're starting basketball next week. So I think the big thing is just staying active.
Some
swimming. So I think the big thing is staying active year-round, keeping that fitness, keeping that strength, because it training, like I mentioned earlier, training is cumulative. So the more you continue to do consistently, it's easy to have one good week or 2 good weeks, but it's what are you doing month after month after month, and that's what pays off in the end.
So we got the boys AAA coming up now, and let's talk about the boys AAA in just a moment.
Plan? No problem. Just wing it, and we'll do the rest. Plump and juicy? You got it. Fried to perfection? Always. Sauced and tossed, or naked if you prefer. It's always your choice at Geno's. Whether it's a 6 or 10 piece of our famous original wings, or our tasty traditional wings, or a 10-ounce portion of our tender boneless wings, we'll leave your mouth watering for more. We promise we won't wing it, but you should. Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
Wouldn't it be nice to start your day with a homemade breakfast and a freshly ground whole bean roasted cup of coffee? Well, at Tudor's Biscuit World, every day starts with freshly cracked eggs, sizzling bacon and sausage, and you can't forget the mouth-watering made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuits hot from the oven. Whether it's our famous sausage gravy or your favorite breakfast sandwich, morning always tastes better at Tudor's. Looks great, tastes better. Tudor's Biscuit World.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Coming up in just a matter of minutes, the final race of the 2023 cross-country season here in West Virginia. Hello, everyone. Again, Joe Stevens along with Coach Eric Cooper, bringing you the final race of the season, the Boys AAA Championship. Coach, I tell you what, this is one of the races really that if you say that a runner, it's his to lose, Ty Stewart's is the class of this competition, I believe.
Yeah, individually, he comes in as the clear-cut favorite. Anything can happen. That's why you have to run the race. But he will be incredibly tough to beat if he is on his game. He was state runner-up as a freshman, actually to Larry Edwards, who's now running at Oregon. But he was state runners-up as a freshman. He was state champ as a sophomore, and he's looking to come back and repeat that today. And he has ran well this whole year. When he went to the Running Lane Championships after a track season in Alabama, he ran 8:54 for 3,200. Just earlier this season in Cary, North Carolina at the Adidas Challenge, he ran 14:38 for 5K, which was a course record on that course. So right here in the state of West Virginia, Ty Stewart's is one of the top runners in the country.
And right behind him is another one of those runners that if he didn't have the top runner of the state in front of him, he might be that top runner, and that's Aaron Kidd, a senior.
Yep, the top
Hurricane.
two in the field are both from Hurricane, Ty Stewart's and Aaron Kidd. They are, a tough, one of the best 1-2 punches that there is. So it's where can those Hurricane runners come in behind? In the team race in this division, what we're looking at is University. University is the class of the field. They've won the past 4 state championships. They're looking to make it 5 in a row, and they're going to be incredibly tough to overcome. They're led by Drew Zundel, who is committed to run at Syracuse. And, we talk about pack running in cross country. It's the strength of the team. How close can your 5th, 6th, 7th runner be to your first? And University has an incredibly tight pack. Behind University, things will get really interesting, which a lot of these teams are gunning for the podium. They want to be top 2 spots. Fighting for that second spot, you're going to have Hurricane, Cabell Midland, Morgantown, and Wheeling Park, who are all pretty similar teams. Cabell Midland has 2 front runners. Morgantown probably has one of the best packs in the state. Wheeling Park also has a tight pack. So where are these runners going to match up? How is this team race going to shake out?
So the starter, Steve Caldwell, saw something he didn't like on the start there and pulled the runners off the starting line and backing them up and going to do it one more time here. Again, the final race of the cross-country season. It's the Boys AAA State Championship.
So these runners have been waiting all day. It's 3:45. Who knows what time they got up this morning, but they've been waiting all day thinking about this race. How do you plan out your meals? How do you plan out a snack before? Do you lay down a little bit before? They've been figuring out how to manage this day, and they've just been chomping at the bit to get on the line and get out in this race and compete.
And they're about to go off here now. And
they're already off.
Yep.
So the way this race starts is you have about 150 to 200 meters straight stretch, and they will thin out by the baseball field. In the first 800 meters of this race is pretty flat. You have a couple dips, but it's pretty flat. So these runners right now they are just trying to settle themselves down, settle those nerves, calm that anxiety, and settle into this race. And then once they get about 600 meters into the race, then it's go time and it's time to compete.
Looks like Drew's got an early lead.
Ty Stewart's is up front.
Rather. Yes,
looks
sorry.
like Aiden Nealon's out behind him. So it looks like Ty is out and going for it right away, right off the bat.
He is not waiting for anybody to. I mean,
no, and it's worth mentioning. Ty, like I said, he ran 14:38 in Cary, North Carolina. He has multiple trips under 15 minutes. The course record on this course was set by Jacob Burcham. He ran 14:58, which on this course is truly incredible. If there's anybody that can do it, it's Ty. Now, whether it can happen today or not, who knows? We'll see. But maybe that's what he's going after.
Now, Aiden Nealon is keeping in striking distance early on.
Yep, he's out. So those two are separated, and then you see the rest of the runners coming through. And what they're trying to do right now in these team races, we're going to see some tight battles, especially for that second spot. As this race settles out, once they get about 600 meters in, what they're trying to do is they are looking around trying to find teammates, trying to find the same jersey as them. That way, when you get to the top of the course and this race really starts, that they're ready to move together.
All these runners have experienced this Cabell Midland course numerous times, so they know where the turns are and what to expect ahead of them.
Yeah, they know how to run this course, and the thing with this course is you have a big hill. It's early enough that it's not going to decide the individual race. It's not going to decide the team race, but you want to be smart getting up it. You want to go up strong but not overwork or overstrain yourself, because once you get to the top, your top runners, your top teams, that's where they're going to shift gears and begin to race. I think team races, individual races are most often decided in the second mile in this course, and that's what we saw happen in the girls' race.
Ty Stewart still leading here with Aiden Nealon.
So we see our top two. What will be interesting to monitor and watch as we get into the second and third mile is how these team races are shaping up. University has a pack. They also have front runners. They're a very well-balanced team. Hurricane has two front runners. Cabell Midland has two front runners. So where are those 3, 4, 5 come in? And then Morgantown, I feel like they're historically known for their incredible pack running, 1 through 5, 1 through 7. And, when I talked to Mike Ryan this week, I told him my benchmark for a high school team, my goal was always to see a team get in that 60-second range for 1 to 5. The faster you are than 60 seconds, great. And he said he agreed, but then he also said, yeah, but for us to even have a chance this week, our 1 to 5 needs to get in that 20 to 30 second. And for a team to talk about having a 20 to 30 second 1 to 5 split, I mean, it's just incredible.
Nealon is pushing Stewart's up the hill.
He is definitely going for it. You hope he's calculating his effort and kind of doing a little self-inventory, a self-check to see how he's feeling at the top of that hill, because at this point in the race, this is truly where the race starts on this cross-country course, is when you get to the top of the hill, you get to that horseshoe, because you have about a 400 meters flat stretch before you hit the mile mark. And as soon as you hit the mile mark, you take a slight downhill, and that's where you're going to see all the top runners shift. And this second mile is challenging. It's hard to get a true appreciation for it on the camera on the broadcast, but the second mile is up and down. The first and third's pretty flat. The second mile is up and down. You have some momentum-killing hills, some momentum-killing turns, and what it does is it disrupts your rhythm. It makes it hard to find a rhythm, and as a runner, the more steady your effort and pace is, the easier it is to run. So this second mile is extremely challenging.
Runners coming up and being cheered on up at the top. It is the boys' AAA competition for the state cross-country championship. Stewart's now making a sub 5 minute for Ty Stewart's coming through the 1 mile. Stewart's
and through the mile, he is on pace for about 15 flat. Well, it'd be interesting to see what he does over miles 2 and 3, but as of now, he is on pace for being right around that course record, being right around 15 flat. So a few runners, everybody has different goals when it comes into the state meet. A lot of runners are showing up wanting to be all-state, which is top 10. You get on the podium. Teams want to be state champion, state runner-up because you get on the podium. Some are just happy to be here. They had a season-long goal just to get to states. But, some individuals that are shooting for an all-state spot today that may not be associated with a top 3 team, you have Connor Myers of Jefferson, Troy Zorick of Bridgeport, and a local kid from Huntington, Andrew Bowen from Huntington, which it's been awesome to see his progression and to see his name in the mix of the top 12 runners. It's awesome.
Yeah, Bowen has really come on strong later here in the latter part of the season.
So Ty has opened up a gap on second place. And like I said, this is the section of the course it gets tough. If you're out too hard, the second mile will make you pay for it. So as Ty is out by himself, kind of separated, what he's going to be doing, I'm guessing, is he's going to be playing little games with himself to challenge himself. You kind of pick points, pick turns to surge to, and just keep picking points to go after that next spot.
And you heard our winner for the girls' competition there, Maddie Gump, saying the same thing, that her coach, Mike Ryan, had them be thinking different spots of different things. Oh, he has extended that lead considerably.
He has opened up a lead. What's going to be interesting is as we get into the last mile, what is going on with these team races. As I've mentioned, University, their top 4 throughout the season has consistently finished within 15 seconds of each other. And if they do that today, I don't see anybody knocking them off. And worth noting, University went to Penn State earlier this year and won the Spike Shoe Invitational, which is a big-time achievement. University's number 1 runner, Drew Zundel, he has had one heck of a high school career. He was one of the 3 runners. It was Ty Stewart's, Braden Marshall, and Drew Zundel, who all went under 9 minutes in the Running Lane Championships. And it was incredible seeing 3 West Virginia runners do that. And, I know he's had a lot on his plate this fall between deciding colleges and all this that, it looked like he was a little off his game midseason, may have been a little tired. I don't think he was dealing with an injury or anything. But last week at regionals, he bounced back, ran sub 16 minutes. So it looked like he was coming into the state meet ready to go today.
He came off of an exemplary track championship. His performance in the distance races at Charleston really stood out. He just really, when I talked to him at the state track championships, he goes, I just like to run. Yeah, they live the lifestyle. And when you look at West Virginia as a whole, running has just gone to a whole new level. And Drew's name's in the mix for being responsible for it. Braden Marshall, Ty Stewart, Larry Edwards, who's out at Oregon. And these guys, they live the lifestyle. They want to be out training. They want to be getting better. And, that's what it takes. And that's why we see times getting faster and faster within the state. To get on the all-state podium, to finish top 10 in the state is tough. And you're not going to get there without work in the offseason. He is continuing on the last shot that we saw of him. He is continuing to stretch out.
Yeah, so he's got about a minute, maybe a little less than a minute before he's coming through the 2-mile mark. And he is still pushing himself. He's out solo, which anytime you're out by yourself like that, it makes it that much harder to continue to push and hold the pace that you're on. But he's going to get a chance here to, as the course loops back on itself to come through the 2-mile mark, he's going to be able to get a chance to look behind him and just see where everybody else is at. See, I want to see where his teammate is, Aaron Kidd. Aaron, this would be his 4th All-State. If he were to be in the top 10 today, it would be his 4th All-State. Unfortunately, he was All-State as a freshman during the COVID year. The second year, he tested positive the week of state, so he didn't get to run, and that knocked him out of that chance of being All-State all 4 years, which is an incredible achievement. But Aaron has continued to have a stellar high school career. And, he's had Ty Stewart to train with. He's had Nick Kennedy to train with.
Aaron's moved into second place is what that report was. About a 20.
Yeah, so Hurricane, Ty Stewart's Aaron Kidd running 1-2 through the 2-mile mark.
The duo of Ty Stewart and Aaron Kidd are your first two. They're followed by Drew Zundell of University. That's your top three through the 2-mile mark.
Top three through the 2-mile mark. We have Ty Stewart's of Hurricane, Aaron Kidd of Hurricane, Drew Zundell of University.
Wondering if Aiden went out a bit too fast. We'll see.
We will get to see a little more of them as they get down here to this last mile. So the runners are coming down the hill right now. Once they hit the bottom, once they hit that Banfield, they have about 1,200 meters left, and the last 12 is all pretty flat and fast. But don't be mistaken, these runners are getting to this point of the race tired. Their legs are heavy. No one feels good at this point. It's just how much training have you done to this point? How well prepared are you? And how tough can you be over the last 1,200? Because some of it just flat out comes down to toughness. How much can you push through this discomfort?
Like Maddie Gump said when she was coming downhill, she just let it go and felt like she was going to fall, but just kept on running hard. You saw the same thing with Ty Stewart's. Just letting it go. Right,
downhill running is a skill. It's something you can get better at, and the better you are at downhill running, it's a huge weapon you can use to your advantage. You know, if you're trying to slow yourself down, it's going to beat you up and then, ultimately take away from your time. So Ty's coming up on the starting line field. He has just entered the starting line field, and as he makes his way along the soccer field, he is looking at 1,000 meters to go, and he is solo right now, and he is running for time. So right now at this point, being solo, I think he's focused. Like, not only is he picking points and surging to him, but he's focusing on his mechanics. He's making sure he keeps his form together all the way through the finish. And there's Aaron Kidd with 1,000 to go. So Hurricane sitting 1-2 right now, and they have continued to do this all season. They've really done it for 2 years now. So Drew Zundell in third, Aiden Nealon in fourth, and that looks like Tristan Blatt in fifth. So Aiden was out a little quick, but he's still hanging on.
Still hanging on in that fourth spot. That could be very critical for Cabell Midland. Any chances they might have with overtaking Hurricane for that second spot or coming in that second spot.
And the question is, Hurricane has the 1-2 spot. So what can their 3, 4, 5 to do today to keep them in that second spot in the standings and get them on that all-state or get that on that state podium?
Ty's still just out there all by himself, coming around that backside now.
So it looks like your top 10 is separated just a little bit. It looks like there's a little gap between 10 and 11. Looks like your top 10 are coming up. They have about 8 to 900 to go. And we will get a little better look of who exactly they are when they come onto the track.
You can see Ty Stewart's back out there behind the field. He'll be coming out here on the track here.
Yeah, Ty Stewart's is a little less than 400 meters to go. Yeah, here comes the lead vehicle coming up towards the track.
He's entering the track at about 14:20, maybe a little bit more. Coming up now.
It's going to be tough. It looks like he's looking at 15:0s. Something like that, but he's going to be letting her rip just to see what he can do. I mean, this is an incredible race, just totally solo.
And look at his stride. I mean, just cruising right now. 14:45 on the unofficial clock.
So worth mentioning, Ty is considering Stanford, Oregon, UNC, Tennessee, and Notre Dame for his top 5, which is pretty incredible.
Really incredible. And here he comes. Down the final home stretch comes your 2023 West Virginia State Cross Country Champion, AAA boys, Ty Stewart, a junior from Hurricane High School, your winner. And state champion, Two in a row for Ty.
As it stands right now, University is 3-5 with Aiden Nealon in the middle, which that's a super impressive run for Aiden. He went for it from the gun. Obviously was out a little too quick, but he has hung on strong and has a strong finish. That's an incredible run.
And here comes Aaron Kidd, his final race as a high school runner, finishing second.
Midland has 4.6, University 3.57. That's another University 3.578. And then you have Connor Myers and Troy Zorick on the track, who are both looking to claim all-state honors. And that's your all-state right there coming up on the turn. That's your top 10. Let's see who's coming up behind them. So Jacob West coming in the 8th spot. Like I said, University went 3.578, which is going to be incredibly tough to overcome for anybody. Connor Myers coming in the 9th spot. Troy Zorick grabbing the 10th spot. And here starts to come Morgantown's pack. So there's 3 Morgantown coming in together. So how are these team races shaking out? That's going to be interesting as we continue to follow it. Here comes Hurricanes number 3 runner, Mason Lewis.
As the runners are coming in, like Coach said, we got a pack from the Morgantown team and other runners making it down the track here. We're at the 17-16 mark. More coming down. Coach Cooper has left the booth right now, going down to grab Ty Stewart's, your winner of the 2023 AAA Cross Country Championship. His second championship in a row. And we've got the 4th Hurricane runner coming in. We'll just be seeing how this all shapes out in the scoring. Hurricanes number 5 coming in, Landon Kennedy. So this is all going to shake out and see how things shape up in the final team standings. And we're here at the 2023 West Virginia the Cross Country Championships here in Ona, West Virginia, Cabell Middle and High School. And we'll continue our coverage right after this.
For me, part-time service in the West Virginia Army National Guard looks like this. As a construction engineer, I'm moving earth, building roads, and working with a great team to accomplish our mission. My service trained me how to operate heavy construction equipment, and those skills have opened up doors to a great career here at home. See how part-time service can help you build your future. Go to nationalguard.com/WV to find out more.
Farmers and Mechanics Insurance knows West Virginia, and we understand how much all of our high school teams and athletes mean to the communities that we have served for more than 100 years. That's why we're proud of our partnership with the West Virginia SSAC. Their commitment to teach and promote sportsmanship and citizenship is the key to future success. Protecting what matters most to you. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, a proud partner of the West Virginia SSAC.
It starts with dedication, taking skill to artistry. It's not just a job, it's a career. But building a future isn't easy. The Jumpstart Savings Program is here to help. The first of its kind in the nation, it features state tax advantages and other incentives. Now you can save for certain certifications, equipment, and business startup costs. Trade professionals are the future of West Virginia's workforce. Start saving for that future now. Learn more at wvjumpstart.com.
West Virginia's Smart 529 College Savings Plan includes smart features like tax benefits and flexible investment options. That's so smart. Start smart at smart529.com or by calling 866-574-3542 today. To learn about the plan's investment objectives, risks, and costs, read the official statement available.
Morgantown, what Morgantown did. Back here in Ona, West Virginia, the site of Cabell Midland High School and the site of the 2023 West Virginia State Cross Country Championships. The final race of the cross country season is finishing up as we speak. The final finishers of the boys' AAA competition are coming across the finish line as we speak. We do know who won the race, and that was Ty Stewart's of Hurricane, running 15 and change unofficially. And in second place was Aaron Kidd of Hurricane. Third place unofficially was Drew Zundel of University. Fourth place was Aiden Nealon, and he is of Cabell Midland. So some really good racing, and all that's unofficial. Definitely Ty Stewart's was your winner, and it's the second year in a row that Ty has captured the top spot. In fact, in his freshman year, Ty took second place to Josh Edwards, who is now racing for Oregon. So Ty is being looked at by quite a few colleges, and those colleges including Stanford, Oregon, UNC, Tennessee, and Notre Dame. So the eyes are on West Virginia when it comes to distance running right now, because quite a few runners are doing extremely well in their high school career and then on into their running career in college, both at the D1 and Division II levels. A lot of things mopping up here at Cabell Midland High School as the final race is finishing up and concluding here at the Ona, West Virginia campus in Cabell County. We're about, 10, 15 minutes away from Huntington in Cabell County, and one of the largest high schools in the state of West Virginia, a sprawling campus that includes quite a few athletic complexes. The track goes around the football field. Cabell Midland having one of the finest football programs in the state along with that. But again, a lot of competition today. Kind of looking back at the winners of the competition, we had in the single A, Elisa Sorrow from Williamstown. She took first place, going away, just a dominant performance. Then Patrick Riley of Buffalo won the boys single A race. In double A competition, it was Ava Etheridge from Winfield winning that race, and her teammate Braden Marshall. Etheridge's win was her second in a row, and for Sorrow, that was her second in a row. Then in the boys' double A competition, Braden Marshall won his third double A championship in a row and capturing that. Then in the girls' triple A competition, it was from it was Maddie, and just catching up. Maddie Gump of Morgantown was the winner, and now Ty Stewart's winning in the AAA competition. And we've got Coach Cooper trying to catch up with Ty Stewart's now, and as soon as we have him, we'll have him up here. But in the meantime, we'll take a break.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Ready?
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right.
Recover.
Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it, and we'll do the rest. Plump and juicy? You got it. Fried to perfection? Always. Sauced and tossed, or naked if you prefer. It's always your choice at Geno's. Whether it's a 6 or 10 piece of our famous original wings, or our tasty traditional wings, or a 10-ounce portion of our tender boneless wings, we'll leave your mouth watering for more. We promise we won't wing it, but you should. Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Hello.
And back here at Cabell Midland High School, the scene of the 2023 West Virginia State Cross Country Championships. Everything is wrapped up now, and we just concluded the Boys AAA Championship. And joining us now are the finishers, 1 and 2, deja vu because it happened last year also, but coming in first, Ty Stewart's, and coming in second, his teammate, Aaron Kidd. Guys, I'll start with you, Ty, real quick. You got pushed there in the beginning, and then all of a sudden you just said it's time to make it happen.
Yeah. Game plan coming into this race was just taking it from the gun and going for it, honestly. I just wanted to get out hard and just hold that spot.
Talk about that a little bit. When did you think you were going to have somebody besides Aaron on your shoulders there early on?
I figured Zundel would be out there with us and Neil, and I know there's some pretty good racers.
What was talk about your plan again, from the gun going off to when you crossed the finish line first?
Well, getting out hard and staying in front was the move, and then coming through first mile sub-5 was what I wanted to do, and I accomplished that. And then last 2 miles are always quick because you got that downhill, so figured it would all just come into play.
Okay, your teammate here, you've run beside this guy. You've had some great competition with him, Aaron, and everything. Your final high school race for Hurricane, how's it feel?
It's bittersweet for sure. I'm going to cherish the moments for the past 4 years in this Hurricane uniform for the rest of my life. I'm thankful for all the coaches I had, Coach Coop, Coach Drew Bora, Coach Jimmy, and Coach Jonathan. I'm very blessed to race in this uniform.
You've seen this guy from when he first came on the team and everything. You were there. You've trained together. Just talk about that camaraderie.
Yeah, when I was a freshman, I knew he was going to be something special. We've been racing together since my 7th grade year, and it's been nothing but a blessing to watch him progress as a runner. Saw him pass me eventually, and he's just took off from there. And seeing him do well on a national level too, it's amazing.
Coach?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are the top 2 runners in the state of West Virginia. Which is just a huge competitive advantage in itself first. How special is it to be able to train together on a daily basis and then come out here and compete together and just do what you do by, running super fast on a tough course? How special is that to have each other each day?
Hi.
It's definitely a plus, I'd say. I mean, we know we train hard. We probably train one of the hardest 2 guys in the nation, I'd say. I mean, we put in the work and we get it done, and we have that mental strength to do it.
Aaron?
Yeah, it's awesome. It definitely helps when we train together every day in practice. We do K workouts together. We do all sorts of workouts together. And I think that helps on the course. Whenever I see the back of his head, I know who to chase and I know who to try to latch onto. So it's definitely a plus.
Coach?
That wraps it up. It was fun to watch you guys.
Great watching you. You came in second as a freshman. Now 2 in a row for you, Ty. Congratulations. Gentlemen, 1 and 2 in the state championship. Let's just see how the team numbers fall down here.
Excited to see.
Okay, congratulations.
Congrats, fellas.
Thank you guys.
Number 1, number 2 for the West Virginia State Championship for the AAA boys in the cross country. And we'll have some final thoughts on today's meet right after this.
My name's Dave Casebolt, and I'm proud to be the mayor of Nitro. The city is made up of local businesses that have been the strength of our community for decades. Family businesses are the lifeblood of any small city. Those businesses provide a sense of city pride. Here you will find antique and niche shop and great family-owned restaurants. For outdoor lovers, there's Riding Our Lake that suits everyone's needs from hiking and biking to fishing and running. We hope to see you soon.
N-I-T-R-O, go Nitro!
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
Choosing health coverage for your family, your employees, and your company is one of the most important decisions you can make. The health plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. We are here for your family. We are here for your business. We'll be here for you when you need us most, because your health coverage is our priority. The health plan, here for you.
Hello, my name's Dave Casebolt, and I'm proud to be the mayor of Nitro. The city is made up of local businesses that have been the strength of our community for decades. Family businesses are the lifeblood of any small city. Those businesses provide a sense of city pride. Here you will find antique and niche shop and great family-owned restaurants. For outdoor lovers, there's Riding Our Lake that suits everyone's needs from hiking and biking to fishing and running. We hope to see you soon.
N-I-T-R-O, go Nitro!
No plan? No problem. Just wing it, and we'll do the rest. Plump and juicy? You got it. Fried to perfection? Always. Sauced and tossed, or naked if you prefer. It's always your choice at Geno's. Whether it's a 6 or 10 piece of our famous original wings, or our tasty traditional wings, or a 10-ounce portion of our tender boneless wings, we'll leave your mouth watering for more. We promise we won't wing it, but you should. Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Yeah, I see the girls now. The girls are up. And welcome back here to Ona, West Virginia, the site of the 2023 West Virginia State Cross Country Championships. Joe Stevens alongside today with Eric Cooper. Coach, I tell you what a day. What a day. I mean, a lot of great running, a lot of great results, a lot of great competition, and a lot of super effort.
Yeah, I mean, we saw great performances across the board, individually and team. And it was just runners laying it on the line. I mean, you could see how many runners were down after the race, just physically exhausted. And, that's what they came here to do. They just came here to compete at the best of their abilities. A lot were rewarded. Some will leave here, upset or down that they could have and should have done better. But, they can use that as motivation and fuel for the seasons going forward. So as we look at, we're waiting for boys' results. We don't know anything yet, but taking a look at the girls, and these are unofficial, but it looks like Morgantown put 6 in the top 12 to take the team title, followed by University with 51 points, and then Cabell Midland third, edging Preston by 1 point. So Preston comes in fourth. So Morgantown just continues to do what they do, 6th in the top 11. 5 in the top 11, which is just incredible, and that's tough to beat no matter who you are. Maddie Gump ran an incredible race. As she said, she kept it controlled through the first mile, and then she went to work. She kind of tested everyone, and once she felt a gap, she began to open it, and she just continued to open it to take away the individual title. On the guys' side, Ty Stewart just gets out after it straight from the gun, and his goal was sub 15, and he was on pace through halfway, maybe even through 2 miles. And then, coming from him, he says he feels like he lost it in the last 1,000, but still to run 15:10 or whatever it ended up being, 15:12, somewhere in that ballpark, that's super incredible in this course. There's not many that's ever done that.
So I just got the word from the tent downstairs, from the scoring tent. As you said, Morgantown winning, and that was expected, or University winning. That was expected. Jefferson moving up to the second spot. Wow, they put together a heck of a team race, and they put together a team race in areas that we weren't able to see it. Connor Myers, their top runner, he finished 9th for All-State, and then past that, their 2 through 5 had to come in close together to knock out the other teams, and so that just shows, came in third.
Yeah, so that just shows they had to put together a heck of a team performance.
No, and we were talking about. We didn't even mention Jefferson in the mix there, coming in, sneaking in on second place. So, like you said, until you run the race, you just don't know.
Yeah, and that's why you race, and that kind of brings up another topic, is teams handle and manage the season differently. Teams don't necessarily show their full cards all season. Jefferson's had a good season, don't get me wrong, but on paper they weren't coming in as a top 2 team, so they outperformed their expectations, they outperformed their predictions, and props to them. That's awesome.
Congratulations. Well, it's been a great day here at Cabell Midland High School, the site of the 2023 West Virginia State Cross Country Championships. Congratulations to all the student athletes, not only the winners today, but all of them who came and competed. They worked hard throughout the season, and their reward was to say, I ran at the states, and my states, I just did as best as I could. If you're wondering about all the results, may I suggest you go to kvtfoa.net. That's, again, kvtfoa.net, and you can get all the results there. It's been a pleasure, my pleasure, working with Coach Eric Cooper here on the broadcast. That'll do it for us here from Ona, West Virginia. Again, the site of the 2023 West Virginia State Cross Country Championships. For Eric Cooper, I'm Joe Stevens. Have a pleasant good day and a safe evening.